I was on this flight. We were about to take off from this RAF base when I received a picture, text message from the girl I'd been seeing at the time, who's left me now. I was going to say for reasons that'll become obvious. They're probably fairly obvious to most of you already. It's partly my personality, but it's partly she's left me for a younger man, you see. Because, well, she wasn't even that much younger than me. But, because this picture she sent me when I was going away over there was of her, it was a saucy one. Of her in a sort of semi-naked condition, you see, because she sent me this picture thinking it would get me through a lonely few weeks in Afghanistan, I suppose. But she wasn't even that much younger than me. I was nearly 40 at the time, and she was 34. Which, on paper, sounds fine, doesn't it? That should work out perfectly well. But unfortunately, God's played that little trick on all of us. He or she has played that where she was 34 and as a woman hitting her sexual peak with a vengeance, and as a man at 40, I was 23 years past mine. She was killing me, that's the truth of it. Night after relentless night, putting me to the sword. Sue, I'm 40 years old, and sex once a week is fine for me. With a change of position if absolutely necessary. 3 weeks written notice, so she's left me now for somebody who didn't tell her to grow up when she suggested doing it twice in the same week. You can sleep when you're dead. She didn't need sleep. You can sleep when you're dead. You can sleep when you're dead. In that case, hop on and do me now, because I am one away. I'm one away from eternal rest. Hallelujah. Put me out of my bloody misery. Let me slip away quietly. Because she sent me this picture of herself naked, thinking it would get me through a lonely couple of weeks in Afghanistan, because she was at her sexual peak. 2 weeks to her without sex was unthinkable. What she didn't realise is the only bloody reason I was going to Afghanistan in the first place was to get away from her. I was a sex tourist of a different sort. I was trying to escape from it. It's true, I'd tried everything. I thought, where can I go in the world where there's no chance of anybody asking me? It's got to be Afghanistan, hasn't it? Unless the Taliban have very much changed their tactics since I last watched the news. They banned anything to do with sex. I thought it's unlikely they're going to want to spend the whole week knobbing a Western comedian. If they did by that point, frankly, a change was going to be as good as a rest anyway. They also banned pool tables and dancing and alcohol and parties. So at least if I do get off with one of the Taliban, it'll be a cheap date and, more importantly, an early night for the first time. Operation Enduring Freedom, you call it, don't you? I call it Operation Salvage What's Left of Your Self-Esteem and Your Todger. Starting to look like a dog's toy by this point. Going to Afghanistan was a last resort. I tried all the tricks you do when you're in this situation where you've got a partner who's killing you every night. I'd wriggle out of it any way I could. I'd go to bed early with a headache. She'd come upstairs. I'd pretend to be asleep, pretend to be drunk, and pretend to be dead. There's nothing you can do. She'd come at me like something off Robot Wars. She was attacking me. She'd get me in the end. It was only I could buy a bit of time. That's the best. I could slow her down. I could put glue down. Scatter nails as I backed up the stairs, tie her shoelaces together, would slow her down a bit. I've left her roller skate at the foot of the stairs. She fell and broke her ankle. I gained about 2 minutes. She was coming upstairs one night. I poured boiling oil on top of her like the Romans used to do. I had just enough time for a banana and a quick energy drink, and she was on me again. And the oil ruined a perfectly good pair of Whimsy-ette pyjamas. And a brand new bloody Valance, for that matter.